Okay, example 1, 2, and 3 all involve simplification of radical expressions. The problem with a radical expression in this form is a square root in the denominator is bad. So numerator is fine. So you have some numerator over a square root. It doesn't matter what the numerator is, but if there's a square root on the bottom, that's bad. It should give us a little queasy feeling in our stomach when we see it, like it really doesn't look good to me, and I want to fix it. So that's what should happen to you. That's my goal today, is to make all of you get that queasy feeling when you see that picture. So in this case, when you have a square root of a fraction, it can be rewritten as the square root of the top over the square root of the bottom, and it should be written that way. The square root of 5 on top is perfectly fine, but the square root of 3 on the bottom is what we need to fix. We don't want to have that. That's not good mathematics to have a final answer having a radical in the denominator. So, the rule I'm going to use states that if you have any fraction in the world, you're allowed to multiply the top and bottom by the exact same thing, legally, without changing the value of the fraction. I'll give you an example. 1/2, if I triple top and bottom, that's 3/6, right? 3/6 same as 1/2, right? Multiply the top and bottom by the same number. The other factor I'm going to use is this. If you take any square root, pick like square root of 7, let's say, and multiply it by this exact same square root, what do you get?
Square root of 49.
Square root of 49, which is
7.
7, right? Square root of a number times itself makes just the number without the square root symbol, right? So we're allowed to multiply top and bottom by the same thing. If I multiply a radical by itself, I get a non-radical, and I don't want a square root in the denominator. All right, so what I want to do is I want to multiply by the square root of 3, so this thing happens, right? But I'm required, if I multiply the bottom by the square root of 3, to also multiply the top by the square root of 3, because that's the rule. And if I go ahead and do the multiplication, square root times square root, we multiply underneath the radicals. 5 times 3 is equal to 15 underneath the square root symbol. On the bottom, square root of 3 times itself makes 3 without a square root symbol. Numbers inside square roots, numbers outside square roots do not interact with each other, so I can't reduce this fraction whatsoever. The best answer there is right there, square root of 15 over 3. It's simplified when the denominator is no longer a square root, and that's how you fix it.